Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Springer, and this is Delphi Timeline Live. We are going to be going through a lot of information, and so I hope you have time, because I had been meaning to do a live stream for at least a week, maybe more, and it just seemed like every single time I felt like I was getting close to catching up, getting all the information in order and making sure I understand the information, so when I write it up, other people can understand it as well. And it was tough this time around because it was a lot of information, real fast, real quick, in a short period of time. And it's tons of information, tons of dates, and it just seemed like it was never ending. But I finally got there, and I'm hoping that everything is correct. I don't want to be misinterpreting anything, and if I do end up being wrong, which I am wrong sometimes, believe it or not, just let me know, and if you're right, I'll change it. So, all right, let's get into this here. Let's see here. Get this all framed up right. All right. So the last time I did a live stream, we had discussed the Unsolved's interview with DNR, a person who claimed to have been in jail with Kegan Kline. And I have some follow-up information with that, and an error I have to correct. So let's find this here. And I believe the live stream before that we had talked about briefly the Wabash River search that the Indiana State Police was conducting. Okay, so on October 2, the Unsolved gets comments on his YouTube channel from a person claiming he was in jail with Kegan Klein for 60 days. And the Unsolved reached out to this individual and had a 3-hour-long conversation with him. And if you want to learn more about the videos that the Unsolved had made, you can watch the previous live stream. But we are going to be going into a little bit more because Sleuth Intuition, a friend of this channel and a friend to myself, and I know for a fact a friend to many of the people in this chat room right now. So Sleuth is a good dude, and he ended up interviewing the Unsolved on his channel. He was doing a live call-in show, and the Unsolved called in and gave us more information. And we're going to review all that information now. But first, I have to make a correction. DNR, so I had made an error and said that DNR was reprimanded for 30 days and put into segregation for having Kegan Klein's ID bracelet when he should not have. And he was actually reprimanded for 10 days. So I got that wrong. I probably should have looked harder, and I apologize for that. And on one of my YouTube videos, I think one of the live streams, DNR had commented on one of the videos, and he claimed that he was not the murder sheet source. So now that is confirmed that he is not the murder sheet source. He said that he had only talked to the Unsolved and the police. And let's hope that it stays that way so it doesn't cause any more confusion. As long as the police have it now, that's the right people to have that information. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna wish DNR the best of luck, and wish him well. All right, so let's move on to the interview that Sleuth Intuition had with the Unsolved, where we learn more information about what DNR had told, or what Kegan Klein had told DNR. All right, so here we are. So zoom in here. Make this text bigger. All right. Let's see here. So it says the Unsolved claims that he, and this is from Sleuth Intuition's channel. Actually, let me go over to his channel real quick. And just show you where this information's coming from. This is Sleuth Intuition's channel. And And the video that we're looking at is right here. Delphi Murders, open discussion, call-in, and live chat from 10/3/2022. And if you are not already, which I'm assuming most of you are, but go and subscribe to Sleuth's channel. The guy has a lot of great thought-provoking videos and ideas. And I really thoroughly believe that you will all have an excellent time there. And you're going to go away, I think, a smarter person. So go check out Sleuth's channel. All right, so the Unsolved claims that he called the tip line and the Carroll County Sheriff's Department to report all of the information that DNR left in his YouTube comment section before he spoke with DNR on the phone. So sounds like the Unsolved immediately understood the importance of it, and he immediately did the right thing. We got Unresolved Crimes here in the chat, and we're going to be talking about interview that Unresolved Crimes did with Eric Williams later on in this show. So, what's going on, Unresolved Crimes? All right. The Unsolved claims that DNR contacted him through one of his Facebook pages. The Unsolved claims he would ask DNR questions through Facebook, and DNR would respond with voice messages. The Unsolved claims that DNR was apprehensive at first to speak with him on the phone. The Unsolved claims that DNR was staying at a hotel in Indiana. The Unsolved interviewed DNR from around 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. It was a 3-hour conversation. The Unsolved claims that he was able to verify DNR is who he claims to be through records, and he showed us one of them, and some photographs to kind of prove that DNR was who he was. And I believe he has the videos set to unlisted, but if you have the link, you can still watch them. And it appears that up here that they're able to be viewed. Oh no, I did it again. I have a part 1, a part 1, and a part 2. Okay, I gotta fix that. The Unsolved claims that he was able to verify, or I already read that. DNR claims that he was an ESL translator and a soccer coach for students in the Indiana educational system. DNR claims he ruined his life with some of his decisions. DNR claims that he was originally in the Wabash County Jail and was moved to the Miami County Jail due to overpopulation. DNR claims that Kegan claims that his father, Tony, was really good friends with Ron Logan. DNR claims Kegan admitted his father, Tony Klein, had access to the Anthony Shots account and was having conversations of a sexual nature with one of or both Abby and Libby either right before or the day of the crime. And according to the police interrogation transcript, they are alluding to the fact that these catfishing accounts were having discussions that seem to be referring to somebody's father. So, I mean, that kind of lines up with that. DNR claims Kegan admitted that the Monon High Bridge was the arranged meeting spot. DNR claims Kegan admitted he and his father Tony went to the Monon High Bridge. DNR claims Kegan admitted Tony met the girls while Kegan was in the Jeep or vehicle. DNR claims Kegan admitted Tony came back to the Jeep and asked Kegan to come help him clean or stage the scene and or pose the girls. DNR thinks that Kegan and possibly Kegan's father Tony aren't that smart and may have been compulsed by their sexual urges. DNR thinks that it was all fun and games with Kegan and his father Tony, but Tony crossed a line and Kegan seems remorseful and can't believe his father would do that. DNR claims that Kegan has a chirp device that he uses to solicit sexual things. What these sexual things are, I don't know, but how disgusting that this is allowed to take place. DNR claims that the other prisoners were resentful of Kegan for having things from the commissary that they couldn't afford. Stop sending this freak money, man. Not cool. DNR claims that he and other prisoners thought that Kegan's fiancée Holly was not actually interested in Kegan and that she was sent into the jail by police to talk to Kegan to attempt to gain information. Let's hope that's true. DNR claims that Kegan was stressed and scared when he had heard the police say they were going to make his CSAM case a federal case. DNR claims that Kegan thought a federal case was going to be a stiffer punishment. DNR claims he told Kegan that federal prison is a nicer place to stay than state prison. Not so sure about that. DNR thinks that Kegan appears to be shorter than what Bridge Guy appears to be. DNR thinks that Kegan has a sexual addiction. That goes without saying, in my opinion, with what we already know. DNR claims that Kegan tries justifying himself talking to underage girls by saying that he was only a few years older than them at the time he talked to them, which we know is not true. He was in his 20s. DNR claims that Kegan acts very effeminate in jail and makes jokes pinching his nipples. Oh, Lord, these are things that I thought I would never have to say out loud. DNR claims that Kegan might have a homosexual relationship in jail. He met Bubba, I'm assuming. DNR believes the information that Kegan Klein told him. Yeah, I don't know. From what we have gathered from all of this, Kegan Klein is a habitual liar in scenarios where lies don't even need to be present. He just lies about everything. DNR claims that he didn't go to the police with this information because he couldn't use it to take time off of his sentence because he already got out on probation. Also compounded with the memory of being teased and reprimanded for trading Kegan Klein's ID bracelet for art and DNR not wanting to be viewed as a snitch. It's very bad reasons in my opinion, but he ends up doing the right thing, so I'm going to cut him some slack on that. DNR claims that part of the reason why he came forward with this information was because he is in recovery. He wanted to be able to sleep at night, so he had to talk to someone about it. DNR claims that he had tried saying some of the things he told the Unsolved on a Mind Shock YouTube video, but wasn't taken seriously. So this is the internet guy. The YouTube comment section on certain videos can get wild. I mean, maybe not the best place to be dropping this information. And again, I got a video wrong. Gonna have to fix this at some point. So I got a 1, 1, 2, and then a 3 down there where Sleuth's video should be. So I'll just go over this back to Sleuth's channel here. And let's go to the video this information comes from. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to Sleuth's channel, consider becoming a Perks member. Right now, our boy Sleuth is in, oh my lord, I hope I don't butcher this, Coeur d'Alene, and hopefully he's having the time of his life. Everybody deserves a little vacation. So this video here no YouTube, I do not want to buy that. But this is the, yep, this is the video here. If you want to go and see the whole interview, just come on over here and press play. It was a really good interview. Sleuth is a really good interviewer. Cannot recommend him enough. Very nice guy. And even more, a very intelligent person. Miss Thang65, how are you? Let's get caught up with the chat real quick. Unresolved Crimes. Jacqueline Keeley, how you doing, Jackie? Lynn, how are you? D. Ashley, how are you? Power moderator. AKA Radar, welcome, chatters. Alrighty. How are you all? Thank you for spending your afternoon or night with me at this point. Yep. Oh, yep. Sun went down. Didn't even notice that happen. All right. So we're going to move on to the next bit of information. Note to self, I got to fix links. And we are going to October 4th. To some news from the Murder Sheet podcast. And I will bring up the Murder Sheet here for a second. I believe, not 100% certain, but I believe their main hub might be their Twitter page. So I'm going to try to find that real quick. And guys, this is just water. I just put it in the beer can. I know, terrible lie. Okay. Found the link here. I'll bring this up on the screen. All right, this is the Murder Sheet podcast Twitter page. I do follow them, but I'm not currently signed in on this laptop. October 4. Yep. So they keep their Twitter up to date with all their latest information, it seems. I recommend you go check them out. I watch their podcast or not watch, but listen to their podcast on Spotify. But I believe they're also on Apple Podcasts and probably other various podcast places. But I know for a fact they are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can go check them out on there. So we're going to go to October 4, Tuesday, October 4, 2022. The murder sheet reports on several records they received regarding Kegan Kline's experience in the Miami County Jail. These records include Kegan's commissary records from August 20, 2022 until September 21, 2022. Or I'm sorry, did I say August 20, 2020 until September 21, 2022. And Kegan's visitor log from January 1, 2022 until September 26, 2022. Among the visitors is a woman named Kelly Brown, who the murder sheet had an interview with. And I've actually talked to Kelly Brown on Sleuth Intuition's channel, and I kind of gave her the business for like, why the hell are you talking to Kegan Klein? Like, she's finding out like what kind of apples this dude's eating and writing him weird letters, letting him talk about her chest area. Try to keep it PG a little bit. And it just sounds creepy what she's doing. And I kind of gave her the business a little bit. I feel bad, but I kind of don't at the same time. But yeah, we had a short conversation, and I heard she's not too happy about the outcome of that. But anyways, let me continue. The murder sheet reports that between the time Kegan Klein was arrested on August 19, 2020, and the end of the year, he accrued $470 in total. $470 from August until the end of 2020. Not a whole lot of money, considering if he didn't do all that just gross, just ugh. He could have had a job and made way more than that, but no, he ruined his life. So there you have it. The murder sheet reports that on August 20, 2020, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $50. And this is a lot of dates and a lot of numbers. This might get boring. Just a heads up. And I don't know what, if any of this is actually relevant to helping solve this. So where do we leave off? So the murder sheet reports that on August 21, 2020, Kegan Klein received a prescription which costed him $7 with his copay. The murder sheet reports that on August 23, 2020, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $50. The murder sheet reports that on August 24, 2020, Kegan Klein spent $1 in commissary. The murder sheet reports that on August 26, 2020, Kegan Klein spent $54.08 in commissary. The murder sheet reports that in 2021, Kegan Klein accrued $2,906 in total, most of the money being deposited in the early months of the year. Stop sending him money. Stop it. The murder sheet reports that on January 4, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $300. The murder sheet reports that on January 12, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $150. The murder sheet reports that in February 2021, Kegan Klein received only one secure deposit of $100. The murder sheet reports that in March 2021, Kegan Klein received 6 secure deposits including 2 received on March 28, 2021, totaling $150. The murder sheet reports that on March 14, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $200. The murder sheet reports that on June 7, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $100. The murder sheet reports that on June 14, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $100. The murder sheet reports that on June 21, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $100. The murder sheet reports that on June 28, 2021, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $100. The murder sheet reports that in July 2021, Kegan Klein received 3 secure deposits totaling $125. The murder sheet reports that on August 2, 2021, Kegan Klein received $20 in the mail. Stop sending him money. The murder sheet reports that on December 9, 2021 and December 19, 2021, Kegan Klein received secure deposits totaling $61, one deposit being for $11 and the other being for $50. The murder sheet reports that so far in 2022, up until the date of the records they've received, Kegan Klein accrued $1,589. So it's less than the year before, but some of you people are still sending him money. Stop it. The murder sheet reports that between January 1 and August 30, 2022, Kegan Klein was visited by 5 people and was scheduled to get a visit from another person who never arrived. The people who visited Kegan were the murder sheet is calling girlfriend A, who visited 1 time, another woman who visited 2 times, visitor 1 who visited 40 times. That better be mom or grandma, because it's like 40 times. Really? Really? Stop it. Kegan's father, Tony Klein, who visited 12 times and had 11 visits that never happened, and a woman named Kelly Brown who visited 6 times. The murder sheet reports that on February 1, 2022, Kegan Klein received $200 in the mail. The murder sheet reports that on February 26, 2022, Tony Klein never arrived for a scheduled visit to see his son, Kegan Klein. The murder sheet reports that all visits scheduled for Kegan Klein before May 12, 2022 never happened. The murder sheet reports that on May 12, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by his father, Tony Klein. The murder sheet reports that on May 15, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by Kelly Brown. The murder sheet reports that on May 17, 2022, Kelly Brown opened an account with the Miami County Jail, meaning that she's opening an account so she can put money on somebody else's account. Kegan Klein. Murder sheet reports that on May 18, 2022, Kegan Klein has a video visit with Kelly Brown. The murder sheet reports that on May 20, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by Kelly Brown. The murder sheet reports that on May 23, 2022, Kelly Brown receives the first letter from Kegan Klein. The murder sheet reports that on May 24, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by Kelly Brown 3 times on the same day. 3 times on the same day. I don't think this is in-person visits. I think it's 3 consecutive video visits. Denise Sexton. Who is Kelly Brown? Kelly Brown, I believe, is a woman who lives around the area who just decided she wanted to go and find out who Kegan Klein is, even though we can pretty much already figure out what kind of person he is by the charges that are against him. So, anyways, whatever reason she did it, I don't agree. I don't personally agree. You can form your own opinion if you want. The murder sheet reports that on June 2, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by his father, Tony Klein. The murder sheet reports that on June 23, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by his father, Tony Klein. Many of us had been under the assumption that Kegan and his father became estranged, but it appears there was a period of time where there was maybe some estrangement, but it seems that fairly recently Tony has been visiting Kegan in prison, or not prison, but jail, rather. Jail, as far as I understand, jail is when you're waiting to go to trial, and prison is where you go after you've been convicted at trial. Murder sheet reports that on June 26, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by Kelly Brown. The murder sheet reports that between June 30, 2022 and August 28, 2022, Kegan Klein was visited by visitor 1 40 times. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's mom or maybe grandma, but if it's just a groupie, you need to stop it. Reevaluate your life. Shame on you. The murder sheet reports that on August 15, 2022, Kegan Klein is visited by his father, Tony Klein. The murder sheet reports that on August 30, 2022, Kegan Klein received a secure deposit of $50 to put his balance to $50.38. So before that $50 deposit, he had 38 cents. Let's keep him around 38 cents, all right? The murder sheet reports that the last time they communicated with Kegan was on August 30, 2022. The murder sheet reports that Kegan Klein's visitor privileges were suspended after August 30, 2022. The murder sheet reports that on September 21, 2022, Kegan Klein only had a balance of 33 cents in his account. That's the way we should keep it. Stop sending him money. And if you would like to listen to this podcast, it is from, let's see here, it is from the October 4 edition of the Delphi, or the Murder Sheet podcast, hosted by Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee. I listen on Spotify, but they're also on Apple and probably a bunch of other podcast places. But go seek out the Murder Sheet. We'll just take a look at their Twitter real quick. And I believe they also have a Facebook. Maybe they're a little more active there, but you can check that out. Whether you agree with them or not, the Murder Sheet, the way they do things, I think they're doing a good job trying to get as much information as they can out there without overstepping their bounds, I guess you could say. All right, then we're going to move on to October 6th. More news from the Murder Sheet. The Murder Sheet reports that their sources tell them Kegan Klein admitted that at some point after the murders, some items were burned in a burn pit at the home of his grandparents, Jerry Klein and Linda Klein. The murder sheet also reports their sources tell them that while the Wabash River was being searched, the Indiana State Police executed a search at the home of Kegan Kline's grandparents in the area of their burn pit. Their sources tell them that no actionable find was made, that's a bummer. Could you imagine if they went there and found something? It'd be over. It'd be all over. One piece. That's all they need. And then also on the same day, this is October 6th, Unsolved interviews Alex Voorhies, a hacker, modder, and video game developer who was able to hack into the Anthony Shots account and gave all the information to investigators. And let's go over and take a look at Unsolved's channel. The link to all of this, all these channels are in the description as well. So if you're not already subscribed, which I think many of you are, well, hit this button. Unsolved has been following this case for a very long time. He has some sort of a connection with it, with something personal that happened in his life, and he has been glued to it ever since. And he makes some great videos and has some great conversations, very thought-provoking, and I cannot recommend him enough. So go check out his channel and hit the subscribe button and check out some of the content. But the video that we're referring to in this information is right here. Hacking Anthony Shots with Alex Voorhies. And Alex is an incredible young gentleman. And you're about to find that out. Alright, so Alex says he got into this case because of the catfishing element. I believe that he did hacking on other catfishers previously. So this was right down his alley, I'm assuming. Alex says that when he's seen the December 6, 2021 Indiana State Police video asking for any information about the Anthony Shots account, he decided to do something about it. And since we're talking about it, let's just play it for anyone who might not have seen it.
My name is Sergeant Jeremy Piers, the Public Information Officer with the Indiana State Police out of the Lafayette Post. While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Shots. This profile was being used from 2016 to 2017 on social media applications, including but not limited to Snapchat and Instagram. The fictitious Anthony Shots profile used images of a known male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy and owning numerous sports cars. The creator of the fictitious profile used this information while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their address, and attempt to meet with them. Pictured on your screen, you'll see images of the known male model and images of the fictitious profile sent to the underage females. We have already identified the male in these images that were used by Anthony Shots. The male in the photo is not the person of interest in the investigation. Detectives are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony Shots profile. Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Shots profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Please provide as much information as you possibly can. For example, when you communicated with Anthony Shots, how you communicated with the profile, what social media applications the account used, and if Anthony Shots attempted to meet you or obtain your address. If you have saved images or conversations with Anthony Shots' profile, please attach them to your email. Again, if you have any information, please contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Thank you.
All right. So if I had to pick a favorite of all the Indiana State Police or all of the police that have worked on this case, right here, this guy. This guy would be my favorite. Like, I hope it's this guy who gets to arrest whoever's responsible. Because look at this stone cold killer right here. Look at this look. He's not smiling. He is dead serious, this dude right here. So yeah, this guy right here is my favorite, and I hope he's the one who gets to make the arrest. I mean, there's a ton of different fitting people to make the arrest, but I hope it's this guy right here. He strikes the fear in men. Love it. All right. So Sleuth Intuition has joined us. Sleuth, how are you doing, buddy? Just earlier, we discussed the interview that you did with the Unsolved, and we went over the information that was learned from it. And it was a great interview that you did, and you asked a lot of really great questions that led to a lot of really, I think, useful information. So you're awesome, man. You are awesome. But right now we are talking about Fig's video where he interviews Jason Voorhies, the hacker, who was able to access the Anthony Shots account and give all that information to the investigators. So we're going to continue here. I'll just start right back from the top again, since we got a little sidetracked there. Fig Solves interviews Alex Voorhies, a hacker, modder, and video game developer who was able to hack into the Anthony Shots account and gave all the information to investigators. Alex says he got into this case because of the catfishing element. Alex says that when he seen the December 6, 2021 Indiana State Police video asking for any information about the Anthony Shots account, he decided to do something about it. And that's kind of where we left off. Then I played the video. Alex claims that when he wanted, let me start over. Alex claims that he wanted to see if it was a CSAM community used account and who else might be using the account. As in, the account was used by multiple predators. And they would just say, oh, I'm going to sign in around this time or whatever they do. But yeah, he thought that it was a CSAM community used account, and he just wanted to look into it. Alex claims that on December 7, 2021, he was able to hack into the Anthony Shots account. Alex claims that the account did not seem to be CSAM community used account, but rather a family or close friends using the account. Family or close friends, Kegan Kline, his father Tony Kline, maybe friend 1, friend 2. Alex claims that he was able to verify that it was Kegan Kline who made the account and that Kegan was the main person using the account. And Kegan Kline has admitted as much to both of those facts as we found in the interrogation transcripts. Alex claims it's possible Kegan's father, Tony Klein, or other people could have been using the account. I don't know how he came to that conclusion, but I'm just going to take his word for it. I didn't see what he's seen. Alex says that he thinks it's pretty obvious that Tony Klein was using Kegan's accounts and emails for CSAM purposes. Again, I don't know how he knows this. Haven't seen what he's seen. Probably won't unless this goes to trial. Alex claims that the Anthony Schatz account wasn't used by anyone outside of the Klein household in Peru, Indiana. So that means that it's either Kegan Klein, Tony Klein, or I guess a handful of friends or family members who live locally. Or it could just be Kegan or his father. They both live there, and it'd be highly unlikely that another person would be in their home. And I don't know, unless he has like a friendship with somebody like that. They're both absolute pieces of garbage together. But anyways, let me continue on with the information. I'll repeat that just so we can, just for clarity. Alex claims that the Anthony Schatz account wasn't used by anyone outside of the Klein household in Peru, Indiana. Alex claims he never went through any of the inboxes or block lists for the accounts. Just a side note, he said that he checks the block lists because block lists are typically where you'll find other victims. Like they got what they got what they wanted from those accounts and then blocked them, or didn't get what they want from those accounts and blocked them. So Alex seems to think that checking the block lists can lead you to other victims, which is really smart. I mean, this guy is really smart. This Alex Voorhies. Like I would never even have thought of something like that, and here he is doing it as just like a normal standard procedure of, what he's doing to help. It's incredible. Alex claims he was able to discover some of Kegan's other catfishing accounts. And I believe if you watch the Fig Solves interview, when this point is brought up, he puts some of the emails up on the screen. I believe that's what he was putting up on the screen, the other catfishing accounts. All right, let's put this up on the screen here. That's a good point. Sleuth says, when I was in my early 20s, I didn't do anything without my idiot crew of misfits. Likewise, my friend. Likewise. Yeah, I had a crew of about, at any given time, between 3 to maybe 7 of us at any given time. Yeah, so, yep, I agree with you on that one, brother. Alex claims he found 3 or 4 different accounts, meaning catfishing accounts. Alex claims he turned all this information into the FBI, Indiana State Police, and Carroll County Police. So he went and did the right thing. But I'll just bring this up here. So there's another YouTuber named Cryptex who makes excellent videos. He presented the question, does Alex Voorhies hacking these accounts hurt the case? Because he says that he believes that this is definitely fodder for Kegan's attorney. So I guess let me know in the comments what you think about that, and or go right over to Cryptech's YouTube page and click on the community tab where he presented that question and join in on the conversation. Again, I can't express how good Cryptech's videos are. He makes great videos, so go check him out. I'll bring up his YouTube channel here in a minute. Actually, pull up a tab so I can show you. Just want to get back to the information here. Yeah, I'll show you Cryptech's page after. So Alex claims, I'll just reread what we just went over. Alex claims he turned all this information into the FBI, Indiana State Police, and Carroll County Police. Alex claims he emailed the information to Carroll County. Alex claims he called the FBI to tell them about the information. Alex claims that the FBI was receptive and fast with getting back to him. Alex claims that the Indiana State Police and Carroll County were not fast in getting back to him, likely due to the amount of tips they receive. Alex claims that he hasn't attempted to log into the Anthony Shots account since handing it over the information to the FBI. Now, it would lead me to believe that Alex Voorhies probably could. He seems like he's good at what he does. And if he can't do it, he seems like he has friends who could suggest how that can be done. So, but I don't see why he would. But I think he extracted all information that was possible. But yeah, I'll just reread that. Alex claims that he hasn't attempted to log into the Anthony Shots account since handing over the information to the FBI. Alex claims that the police utilized Celebrate at just the right time to recover most of the messages between the Anthony Shots account and Liberty German. And so I actually had to look this up because I didn't know what Celebrate was. And so I'm going to bring it up here. So in case anybody in the chat doesn't know what Celebrate is, they can now. So, all right, let me bring this over here. So, Celebrate is an Israeli digital intelligence company that provides tools for federal, state, and local law enforcement, as well as enterprise companies and service providers to collect, receive, analyze, and manage digital data. So, these guys are like the FBI times 10 or something like that when it comes to internet crimes and things of that sort. So, and I believe I'm using the right phrasing here. Alex claims that the police utilized Celebrate at just the right time to recover most of the messages between the Anthony Shots account and Liberty German. So that's good news. That seems to be saying that the FBI got all of the conversations between whoever was using the Anthony Shots account and Liberty German. So that is actually good news because that can be used later down the road to confirm things if there's a confession or whatever. So good news, folks. If that's true, if it's true, I hope it's true, and I have no reason to believe Alex is lying. He seems like a responsible person. Alex claims that he was able to track down one of the unredacted CSAM-related accounts that had the number 18 in the screen name that was mentioned in the transcript of Kegan Kline's August 19, 2020 police interrogation. Alex claims that the unredacted CSAM-related account used to be located in Germany but is now located somewhere in the United States that is not Indiana. So this account seems to have gone from Germany to the United States, but not Indiana. I don't know whether this could be they moved or they're using VPNs or proxy networks or something along those lines. Alex claims he interrogated the unredacted CSAM-related account. So at some point he is grilling this person about what they know. I don't know whether this is a audio conversation, video conversation, text conversation. All I know is that at some point he interrogates the CSAM related account with 18 in the screen name. Alex claims the unredacted CSAM related account acted scared during the interrogation. Ooh, I wonder what Alex was saying. That's fun. I would love to be a fly on the wall for that. Ooh, Alex is a good boy. Alex claims the unredacted CSAM related account claims that the CSAM images were being traded by a community of people on 4chan, Reddit, Archives of Sin, and other websites that use the 4chan forum template. So, doesn't seem like dark web here. It seems like this I don't know, Dropbox community is surface web stuff you can find in an internet search. Alex claims that the community didn't seem like they were a business selling CSAM, but rather a group of people just trading CSAM. And the way he described it is they were trading them like Pokemon cards, which is absolutely disgusting. Alex claims that this community had not been contacted by police. Police, get on that. Alex claims that he gave all the information about this community to police. So, police, get on that. Alex claims that he found the CSAM-related Hannah Rossdale account email address with the help of a person named Angie. So, Angie, 2 thumbs up. Thanks for the help. Seems like a lot of good people are trying to move this case along in a good direction. Alex claims that the person using the CSAM-related Hannah Rossdale account is most likely from Indiana. And I believe I've heard that in the past before. Actually, not that long ago. But I didn't know what to make of it, and I didn't have any sort of source for it. So I couldn't really bring it up. So there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of have just in notes, waiting for what's it called? Waiting for a source so I can actually say it and not feel like I'm tipping the police's hand or anything like that. And then finally, Alex says that he thinks investigators have probably extracted as much information from the internet as they can at this point, which is kind of a bummer to think that there might not be any more information the police can glean from the internet. But maybe true, maybe not true. Let's hope it's not true, and that one piece of evidence is just sitting right there waiting for good people like Alex to go find it. So that brings us to the end of what I learned from Fig Solve's interview with Alex Voorhies, which is a pretty cool name if you ask me. Alex Voorhies. I have a t-shirt with his uncle Jason on it. Sorry, bad joke. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, the murder sheet coming out with the burn pit information, and Fig coming out with the Alex Voorhies interview on the same day, October 6, 2022. I saw that and I was like, oh my Lord, I have so much work ahead of me, because I have to listen, I have to be able to understand what I'm hearing, and then I have to put it into sentences and paragraphs that other people can understand. And it can be incredibly frustrating sometimes when either I don't know what they're talking about, or sometimes what people are talking about makes no sense, and it's difficult sometimes. All right, so we're going to move on to the last bit of news here on the 10th. And this is not yet published to the website because there's some information here that I might need clarification on, and I just didn't feel comfortable publishing it. But This has to do with Unresolved Crimes interview with Eric Williams, who was a volunteer who helped look for Libby and Abby when they went missing. So this is a person who is there on the late or say afternoon around, I believe it's around 4 is when he gets the call. He comes and he and a friend start looking for the girls, and he ends up getting interviewed by WLFI Channel 18. And he makes a slip up saying something to the effect, like it seems as though he's going to say victim rather than the girls. So actually what I'll do is I'll actually play that video real quick so you can all have some context. All right, so let me figure this out here. I can just use the timeline. So February 13th, we'll scroll down here. Yes, this website has so much information. It's a little overwhelming sometimes. That's why I made a separate page for the timeline where it's just giving summaries. So, I mean, it would take forever to read and watch every single link and video that's on this website. It's a lot. Worth every second, though. Worth every single second of it. I've been told this has helped people, and I'm glad it helps people. This is what it's here for. I believe it's this one right here. Nope, this is not that one. It's the next one down here, I think. Yep, this video here.
This morning, our top story this morning happening right now in Carroll County. The sheriff's office and community members continue to look for 2 missing girls last seen near the Monon High Bridge Trail in Delphi. News 18's Alexis Moberger reports how many have spent hours searching, and they say they will not stop looking until the girls are found.
We're just praying for their safe return.
13-year-olds Liberty German and Abigail Williams went missing Monday. The girls were last seen near an abandoned railroad bridge known as the Monon High Bridge around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, upset, confused, obviously very distraught, just worried. All I want to do is have the girls get home safe.
The girls were dropped off near the bridge to walk around and hang out. They had made arrangements to be picked up by a family member later in the afternoon. But when it came time for the girls to be picked up, they never showed up.
Getting scared now.
Abigail's mom, Anna Williams, has spent hours worrying, just hoping to hear her little girl is okay.
It's getting cold. Been out a long time. They don't know what time they ate last.
The girls haven't answered their phones since around the time they went missing.
Missing, abducted, we don't know for sure. Cell phone has been pinging around town here. There's a cell phone tower, but the ping was last noted about 5 or 6 hours ago. They say the phone's now dead.
The last Snapchat from one of the girls was from 2:07.
Text, I saw a text where that got delivered, but they never got read.
Very scary situation right now, and I just want her home.
Now many are on an extensive search to find them.
Ravines, ditches, trash cans for phones, any sign of the girls, and anything we can find to find them.
Deputies, firefighters, and local police are checking every crevice and nook.
Looking for answers, looking for the girls.
But so are others from the community. And many of them say they won't stop looking, even if it takes
Daybreak, fall over with exhaustion. Honestly, I hope they're just hidden up somewhere, scared to be in trouble.
Alexis Moberger, News 18.
Here they are. Police say Liberty German is 5'4", has a heavy build with blonde shoulder-length hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a tie-dyed shirt, gray sweats, and black Nike shoes. Abby is 5'4", small build with medium-length blonde hair and hazel eyes. Abby was wearing a gray zip-up sweatshirt with a burgundy t-shirt underneath and blue jeans. We will certainly keep.
Okay, so let me rewind here.
Any sign of
That's Eric Williams. This is the person who we're going to be talking about here in a minute. And I believe there is another video. I'm not sure which one it is at the moment. Maybe we can look for it afterwards. D. Ashley, what's the address to your website, please? It is in the description below. It is the first link. All you got to do is just scroll down a little bit and click the description, and it's the very first link. And, all right, so I'm going to bring up something else here. So, YouTube channel Unresolved Crimes interviewed Eric Williams, a volunteer who helped look for Libby and Abby when they went missing. And let's pull up Unresolved Crimes YouTube channel here. So this is the Unresolved Crimes YouTube channel. Come over here, hit the subscribe button. I had just recently learned of the Unresolved Crimes YouTube channel from their interview with Eric Williams. And over the past couple days, I've gotten to talk with Unresolved Crimes. And he's a good dude. And he's very enthusiastic about this case. And he's working hard. And I can't wait to see what he comes up with in the future. So let's get right into the information that we learned from this interview. And I was going to say, there is another video of Eric Williams, of this gentleman we're going to be speaking about, in one of the videos that the news took. He's in the background looking through the trash can, trying to see if anybody threw anything away that could be related to the girls going missing, like a cell phone or something like that. It seems like this guy Eric had like some pretty good ideas about what to check. And at points, I'm gonna bring up a map and try to explain where I think all this happened and where Unresolved Crimes says he thinks it happened. And I might have some things wrong, and if I do, I apologize, but we can just figure this all out together, I guess. So let's get to the information. And the video that we're getting this information from is right here. Unresolved Crimes, interview with 13th searcher Eric Williams. And again, this is YouTube channel Unresolved Crimes. And give them a subscribe for their efforts in getting this interview and us learning some new things. And again, this information is not yet published. I just wanted to go over this information maybe a few more times, but I feel like I'm close enough, maybe. And again, you can always tell me I'm wrong in the chat. I'm not going to get mad at you for it. I actually prefer it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, you know. All right, so Unresolved Crimes told Eric Williams that he was a private investigator private investigator, but he admits he is not. I believe he uses it as a way to get people to loosen up and talk or something along those lines. But that is important to note here. Eric Williams said he was reluctant about doing an interview on a podcast, but his wife encouraged him to do it. Eric Williams claims that around 4 p.m., while he was at work, his friend Joe, or Joel, I couldn't understand, had called him sounding distressed. His friend told him that the girls were missing and they needed help searching. Eric Williams claims that his friend Joe, or Joel, picked him up from his parents' home and they both drove to Delphi. When they both arrived in Delphi, they drove around Delphi to try to see where everybody was, or everyone was. Eric Williams claims that he and Joe or Joel decided to do their own search and started looking at an old stone quarry to the southeast of the bridge from a county road. You know, I don't know if I know exactly where he's talking about. I didn't notice a stone quarry. If maybe somebody in the comments knows where maybe a stone quarry is, to the southeast of the bridge from a county road. Maybe bring up the map here on the side. We'll go to the maps here in a second. All right. I guess we'll just bring this over then. All right, so Delphi. So, Unresolved Crimes told me, I guess it's kind of dark, but there's an area, oh gosh, I had it on here earlier. I think it's right here. So, there's a pathway that Eric walked that is believed to be along here that goes up. Now, I'm not sure if there's a stone quarry near there, like right here. So it goes along this tree line and goes up. That's what I was told. A lot of this information where he's talking about this trail later on. That like this is where I was told he's talking about, like along here. All right, so we'll go back. And the girls were found roughly around here. Monon High Bridge here. Girls were dropped off up here. They went here and then this way. Freedom Bridge over here. Okay, so let's get back to the information. Just wanted to give you guys a visual. So Eric Williams claims that his friend Joe or Joel decided to do their own search and started looking at an old stone quarry. And let me check the chat real quick, see if anybody knows about that stone quarry. No, I'm not seeing anything. All right, let's get back. To the southeast of the bridge from a county road. Eric Williams claims that he had seen tire tracks with a triangle or arrow-shaped pattern in the mud going up a hill. And I believe where I showed you, like by more towards the road, I believe that was the area he was talking about. Eric Williams claims that the track line seemed as if it had not been used in years, but seemed at some point was cleared up again, only to overgrow once more. Eric Williams claims that this track had garbage that had accumulated and fallen trees across it. Eric claims the track was almost impassable and had thick brush and trees growing down the center. Eric Williams claims that he continued down the track, downhill, until it came to a clearing where it looked like someone had used it as a yard in the recent years. And let's see here. See if we can find maybe that yard area. I'm thinking he means maybe this here, this clearing here. It's along this path. He's walking along this path. He gets here. That is my guess. Just a guess. Eric Williams claims that he was able to make his way through this yard area until it went to a drive line. Eric Williams claims that when he got to the drive line, he could see that the tracks went downhill to the end and went back up the other way along the same track line. And so he's still talking about these tire tracks that he's seeing. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where he's talking about here either. So I might need more clarification, or just, I don't know. I just want to let you know that I'm not 100% certain what exactly he's talking about here. Eric Williams claims they continued down the trail and began seeing deer antlers and animal skulls placed in the forks of trees. Eric believes it looked recently done. So that is definitely weird, but I seen something similar to that when I was out on the trails. I would have described it as kind of looking like folk art. There was like an arrangement of skulls either to the left or the right once you get down the hill and start walking on the private drive. I forget if it's either on the left or the right. It's in one of my live videos. I flashed the camera on it. I didn't say anything because I thought it'd be disrespectful, but I did flash the camera towards the arrangement of skulls, which I would describe as folk art. But either way, still really weird because they're real animal skulls. Anyways, Eric Williams claims that there was a pile of animal bones of a squirrel, rabbit, dog or coyote, deer, and what he thought was either cattle or a hog at the bottom of the hill where he noticed the tracks. Eric claims he thought the bones might have been part of a satanic cult. That's the opinion of this guy. I don't know if I share that same idea, but it is definitely strange. Could be an animal, could be people. I have no idea, but yeah, it's definitely a strange thing to walk up on. Herman Funster. If you go to my live, the one where it's like one of the ones after I drive from where I live to Delphi. It's one of the ones after that. It's when I'm on the private drive. I think it might be the first one on the 15th of September. Eric Williams claims that when he got back to the trestle/bridge area, it was pitch black out and there were people standing there. Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about, like, I think he's talking about one end of the Monon High Bridge. I'm not sure if he's now at the south end of the bridge, at the bottom of the hill. If it's that trestle he's talking about, or if he's talking about him being over on the trailhead, or over towards the trailhead and on that side of the bridge, on the north end, I guess you could say. I'm not sure which end. I believe that he's talking about the south end of the bridge, because that lines up with the path that it's claimed that he's been walking down. So he's going from south to north. So he would be on the south end of the bridge, in my opinion. I was told otherwise, but I think it's a matter of a difference of an opinion on interpretation of what he's saying. But anyways, I'll continue. Eric Williams claims that when he got back to the trestle/bridge area, it was pitch black out and there were people standing there. Eric Williams claims that when he attempted to cross the bridge, someone who he thought were firefighters who told him he couldn't cross. Eric Williams claims that he was going to cross the bridge either way and asked for the firefighter's flashlight so he could cross the bridge. The firefighter gave him a smaller flashlight. Unresolved Crimes had disagreed with me and said that it didn't sound like from the interview he crossed the bridge, but I listened to it a bunch of times and it sounds like he's saying he's crossing this bridge. That's my opinion. I was told otherwise by the interviewer, but I disagree. It sounds like he's saying he's crossing the bridge here. Eric Williams crossed the bridge and got to the other side. He went directly to his right and he met with one of his friends. So it depends on which side of the bridge he's on and crossing to. So if he's on the south end of the bridge and he's crossing to the north end of the bridge, so going from the south to the north, he's at the trailhead area where it forks and you can go off to the different paths. And if he's taking a direct right, that leads exactly to the trailhead with the bent red gate and where Liberty and Abigail were dropped off. And that can make sense because that's where a lot of people gathered. So he says he's getting off the bridge, going directly to his right. The first right you can take after getting off the bridge is towards the trailhead. But if he's talking he was talking about crossing the bridge from the north end to the south end of the bridge, and after he gets off the bridge and he's turning right onto the private drive towards the house that's kind of in the middle of nowhere out there. So I mean it could be either, because I think sets of people were on both sides of that. So I really have no idea from which direction this guy crosses this bridge. But he crosses the bridge, in my opinion. It definitely sounds like it from the interview. But anyways, we'll continue on there. Sorry for going on a tangent. I just kind of needed to explain that out loud even for myself. Eric Williams claims that just before dark, a WLFI news van pulled up behind them. Eric claims that the news van video recorded him going through a trash can. And I guess I could try to find that. It's not really important, I don't think, but there is a video of a guy going through a trash can. Eric Williams claims that during the interview he did with WLFI on February 13, 2017, he did slip up his words. Eric claims that he was assuming the worst about the girl's situation based on what he was told. Eric Williams said at some point another group of volunteers came up behind them and told Eric that the search was being called off for the night. So that was probably around midnight. Eric Williams claimed that there was a gag order put in place for everyone who had been involved in the case in any way. Eric Williams claims that he didn't know what a gag order was until Unresolved Crimes explained it to him. Eric Williams says a lot of people moved and changed their names over this case. Eric Williams claims he left Carroll County to the next county to start a new life for himself and his family. Eric Williams says he thinks that the killer or killers may be linked to law enforcement by running a drug ring for them. Eric thinks that the girls stumbled upon the drug ring and were killed. Eric thinks that it's being covered up. That is just his opinion, and that is not my opinion. But could be true, maybe. I have no idea at this point. So yeah, that was a lot of news. A lot of news in a very short period of time. Yeah, it's a lot to process and take in, and this is just me getting it all summarized. I have to go back and I have to take anything that has a date on it, like see here, February 13, and then I have to put this information on this date's page. So there's tons of new stuff I have to now do on this website, and it's slowly, surely gonna get done. But yeah, tons of work. It appears this video is only watchable on YouTube, so let's go back to the let's go to Unresolved Crimes YouTube page again. Check it out, guys. And go give them a subscribe. Yeah, that was a completely unexpected interview that he did with Eric Williams. Yeah, I was not expecting that guy to actually do an interview. And he's a very interesting person, and that's just saying the least. I'd like to hang out with that guy. Not to talk about the case, but he's probably a riot to hang out with. Yeah, Eric Williams. Yeah, seems like a cool dude. Odd bird, but cool dude. So let's see here if there's anything else. Oh, I wanted to show you the Cryptex YouTube channel. I'll show you Unresolved Crimes first. Yeah, check him out. I did it. Yeah, his great interview with Eric Williams. Let's see, second down over here. And then I wanted to show you, just give a shout out to Cryptex. Right here. He has an interesting series that he's I think believe part 2 of 10 about theories, 10 theories that he's come up with. And he presents good questions in his community. Yeah, I recommend Cryptex. I think he's highly underrated and should get a little more praise than he does. I was going to bring it up, but I probably shouldn't even bring it up. There was a little drama within the Delphi YouTube content creator community. 2 individuals, one seeming to be a victim of another person's very odd and yeah, let's not go into it yet. But I wish you the best of luck on that whole situation, brother. I'm sure most of you already are aware of that nonsense anyways. But that's everything, guys. And I guess we're just going to leave it there and see where all of this takes us next. Hopefully a lot of this information gets us closer to an arrest. And actually, Christmas time is right around the corner. And every year, Anna Williams does a charity called Abby's Angels. It is through Samaritan's Purses, Operation Christmas Child. And I'm going to be asking you guys to donate in the near future here to that. I just got to get all of the information in a row on that. So you guys are sending, if you are donating, sending that to like the direct source of where that's going to get to, people it needs to get to. So everybody have yourself a good night and stay safe out there. Later.